JSpire Live.
Don't you wanna talk
And now,
about it? Let's talk
Miss
about
JSpire.
it. Don't you wanna talk about it? Let's talk about it. Don't you wanna talk about it? Let's talk about it.
Well, hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Fill Up Friday. Happy Fill Up Friday Live. I am your host, Mrs. JSpire. I am the creator and owner of JSpirations Live. So I'm so excited that you all are joining us tonight. If you are watching the replay, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, be sure to share, and be sure to give us some hearts or some likes, whatever you feel like doing when you come on. And also just make sure you comment so that we can know that you are here. Hey, Dawn, how are you, my girl? We so need to catch up. When all the snow is gone, I was telling Paula that I'm going to have something so that we can all get together. But listen, I'm going to give some other people some time to come on. Something really important I want to talk about tonight. Listen, I always think it's something really important. God always drops something on my heart to help me, and hopefully it will help and motivate others as well. So, Don, thanks for commenting and let me know that you are here. You guys, as you come in, please say hello, say hey, say what's up, say happy Friday, say happy Fill Up Friday, say happy Fill Up Friday Live, but say something to let me know that you are on. So, for those of you who are new, you may be asking, what is JSpirations Live? Who is Mrs. JSpire? What is the purpose? Hey, Toya, so happy to see you. What is the purpose of us coming on Friday nights? But so let's talk first about JSpirations Live. We are a motivational podcast. We are a motivational movement where we talk to real people, where we motivate, where we encourage, and we talk about real things that matter. What is Fill Up Friday? Fill Up Friday Live. It's a time where we come together at the end of the week to fill up if you come empty. And if you come full, then it's a place where you are able to pour into someone else. So it really is just about having positive conversation with positive people, pouring into people, and letting people know that they do not have to do life alone. That's something that I had to learn. It was one of the most powerful lessons that I have learned. I'm very independent. Kind of, even though I'm very social, I also don't mind staying to myself. Hey, mommy, I don't mind staying, by myself and doing things on my own. I kind of was raised that way, just to, just do it and get it done. But I'm so thankful and do for others, right? And you kind of figure it out for yourself. But I'm so thankful that I have grown and matured. And I know that I do not have to do life alone, that it's okay to ask for help, even though sometimes I still don't always do it, but just having that foundation of knowing that it's okay. So today, as I was thinking about JSpirations Live and coming on tonight, I started just thinking about how I prepared for the storm and thinking about how other people prepared for the storm. You went to the store, people were inside buying bread and milk and eggs and snacks and just things that they would need. They were buying flashlights and salt, for the snow. I saw people buying shovels, just all the things that they were doing to make sure that they were prepared for the snow. because all of the models said in Hampton Roads, throughout Virginia, that we were going to get snow, not just 1 inch or not just two, but we were going to get up to 11 inches of snow, right? And that's not something that usually happens in our area, not just our area, but in different parts of the United States or of the world. We don't always get this type of weather. So as soon as we heard about it, people begin to prepare, right? We've heard it before. Oh, we're going to get snow. We're going to get a lot of snow, and we don't get it. But even if we know that it's a small possibility, we still prepare. So as I started thinking about that today, and it was just really, it was for JSpirations, but it was just for myself as well. I asked myself the question, and I started thinking, well, you prepared for the storm, but did you or do you prepare for the harvest? And I was like, what? Like, what does that mean, right? You prepare for the storm, but do you prepare for the harvest? So I thought it would be a great question to ask you all tonight. Are you preparing for the harvest? And so you may be asking, what is the harvest? So I started thinking, because I started asking myself that as well. Well, yeah, when a storm comes, we start to prepare, right? We want to make sure we have everything that we need. We want to make sure that we have certain things in place and certain people in place. The state starts calling in all the VDOT workers. And if you're in this part of the state, we don't always have people with the big trucks and to be able to push the snow off the interstate and get the snow off the road. So what they start to do is they start to call in contractors from other places, right? Because they want to be prepared just in case this storm comes, just in case this weather comes. And so I even started thinking tonight, we even prepare for death, right? We start to tell people, make sure you have an insurance policy. Make sure you have all of your things written down. Make sure people know what you want. We get prepared for all those things. We get prepared for the storm. We get prepared for death. But do we get prepared for the harvest? And again, what does it mean? It means being ready and being in place, right? So we should prepare for the harvest, which means the celebration that we're going to have. We should prepare for the harvest, meaning the start of our businesses, our children, things that have life in it, right? Not just those storms and not just death, but we should be preparing for life. And Lucy says every day she's preparing. But when God dropped that into my heart, I really thought about the fact that I'm not always preparing. Sometimes I'm preparing for those negative things or those storms or those things that may be hard. But I'm not always setting myself up for success. I'm not always setting myself up in the anticipation of the celebration, right? The anticipation of the harvest. But I'm always saying, oh, I want to sow good seeds. I want to sow positive seeds. But I'm sowing those seeds. We may be sowing those seeds, but are we standing in preparation for what's going to come out of it? I immediately got on the phone and called one of my friends. Most of you are on here probably, know me and know us. I immediately got on the phone and called Paula. And I said, hey, I have been slack. I have been sitting and I have been waiting. I haven't been moving. I haven't been doing things for JSpiration, even though I have all these ideas. And I'm always telling her, well, I want to do this and I want to do that. And I said, but I'm not preparing for it. I'm not prepared for it. And I'm not preparing for what I am anticipating happening in my life with JSpirations Live, right? I can't be stagnant in that. So I said, you have to hold me accountable. I have to hold myself accountable. And we started to make plans today, right? In anticipation for the harvest of what's to come. Right. So I encourage you today. And, Lucy, thank you. I'm glad that you're preparing every day. And so if you're preparing every day, then you're one of those people who need to be holding people that's close to you accountable, right? Encouraging them to be prepared for what's to come, right? In life, right? Not just in death. Again, we encourage people to have your will, have the money set aside, let people know what you want. And that's fine. We have to prepare those things so that people that we leave behind, so that they're not left with all of those things. So it's nothing wrong with being prepared for things in general, but we also want to be prepared for life, right? We want to be prepared, like we to have things that we need right here on earth to prepare for the harvest. And so moving forward, I am preparing for the harvest. I have to put my feet down and not just stand in purpose, but I also have to prepare in purpose, and I have to move in purpose. So I'm encouraging you to do that today, to do that moving forward, right? So as you come in, and if you're already here, Don, Lucy, Latoya, start to drop in the comments, what are you going to do? Hey, girl. Start dropping into the comments, what are you going to do to get prepared for whatever it is that you are preparing for, that you are waiting for, that you are anticipating? What are you going to do? What's in your heart that you can start really believing for and have faith that it's going to happen? We don't want to just prepare for death. We want to prepare for life. We want to prepare for the harvest. We don't just want to prepare for the storm, right? If we have the energy and the time and the finances to go out and prepare when the storm is coming and start to purchase things that we think that we would need, why aren't we going out and using those same resources to prepare for something that's a celebration, right? For something that we want to start. Listen, stop just preparing for the storm, Lynette. Prepare for the harvest. Our theme for this year is turn on the lights. And that is part of being prepared so that we're not walking in the dark. We go and buy flashlights and batteries to make sure that if the lights go out, that we have light so that we can see. That's the same thing that I want you to be able to do in your life, in your everyday life. Turn the lights on and get prepared. The same thing when we're looking for God to do something like heal us in our body, right? We can't just be like, well, I know he's going to heal us. We have to move like we're already healed, right? Mom says, what a man sow is what he will reap. Plant God's best. Absolutely. And that's the thing. Plant God's best, because I say that too. I want to do the best. I want to give the best. I want to treat people the best. But as we're planting those seeds, are we just doing it because we want to make sure that we are, we're walking like God wants us to walk? We're treating people like he wants us to treat. But what are we anticipating to get out of that seed? What are we anticipating for that person, right? What are we preparing for that person, for ourselves? Latoya says positive thinking, seeing yourself where you want to be and having what you want, moving like you already received the blessing. Absolutely. And I had to remind myself that today, even outside of this right here, being prepared for the storm. But as I was in the kitchen today and I was washing dishes and I was cleaning, I was having a conversation with God, and I had to tell him, God, I thank you because I know that it's already done. Right. And now I have to start walking in preparation, because there's some things that, in all transparency and all honesty, there have been things that I didn't think that I deserved. Even as coming on and talking with you guys and encouraging you all, there are still times where I'm walking around saying, God, like I want that, but I don't think I deserve it. Even though before I have said, when we talk about favor, that favor is fair, right? Because people will say, well, favor isn't fair. And I will say, no, well, favor is fair, because whatever God wants me to have, if he wants me to have it, then I can have it. And so it is fair because of the grace and mercy and love that he shows on me as his child. He's my father. If he wants me to have it, then favor is fair. Right. But then also there's another part of my mind that says, God, I want this, but God, because of some of the decisions that I've made or choices I've made, God, I don't even know if I deserve it. Like, do I really deserve it? And I have to go back and I have to tell myself, yes, you do. If it is in God's will for you to have it, then yeah, you deserve it. regardless of what anybody else thinks, regardless of what other people know, even regardless of what I know of myself or about myself. If God says that I'm worthy of it, if God says that I can have it, if he gives it to me, then absolutely I'm worthy of it. Right. So Latoya said that positive thinking. So yeah, we have to change the way that we think. We have to change the way that we see ourselves, and we have to change the way that we see what's happening next. And so I'm going to be walking in preparation. I'm going to be walking in possibility, right? I'm going to be walking in purpose, preparation, purpose, possibility, right? Lucy says, begin to prepare for the weight of what God will give you in overflow. So, the fact that you said that, I had actually forgotten that I posted something like that this week. Um, Thank you, God. Like earlier this week, I remembered a message that my sister's bishop preached a couple of years ago. And as he was preaching, he said that, um, was it this week? Was it last week, y'all? What did I do last week? It was this week. He said that the saucer gets the overflow. That might have been last week, y'all. Everything's going so quick. Did we talk about that last week? About the saucer getting the overflow? If y'all was here last week, did we talk about that? I'm not sure, but I know I posted it. I think it was this week. But the saucer gets the overflow. We talked about that on Sunday. Um, but that goes back to what Lucy said. God will give you an overflow. And so I'm thankful for that overflow. I'm thankful that I can be the saucer or I can be the cup where I'm pouring or someone's pouring into me, right? But as they're pouring into me, that I am preparing for the harvest, right? Based on those seeds that was planted in my life. Don says we all deserve hell, but his grace, mercy, and love says we are worthy. Absolutely. And so I have to, like this week, I had to tell myself, God, that is a desire of my heart, you know, without telling you guys what the desire is, but I told God that is a desire of my heart. So regardless of my past, regardless of the choices and the decisions that I have made, Lord, I thank you because that is my desire. And if you see fit to give me that desire of my heart, then Lord, thank you. I am worthy. When we walk in the word, we are consumed by the word and our sins are forgiven. Absolutely. And you know what? Transparency again. I know that God forgives, but sometimes it's hard to forgive yourself because you keep on bringing those thoughts back up and up and up. And that's why I feel like it all ties together because we're always preparing for something that could be bad. We're preparing for that storm. But I thank God that he gave me that word is that are the question to ask, but it was a word as well for me. But did you prepare for the harvest? Right? Did you prepare for the harvest? And so I thank God that I am walking in harvest today, that I'm walking in harvest tonight. So I know that those desires that I've only shared with God, that I know he's going to give me the desires of my heart. But I also know that there's some preparation that I need to do. And so from today moving forward, I'm walking in preparation for those desires. I'm walking in preparation for that harvest. Right. So I'm not going to spend my time preparing for death and making sure that things are um things are right when I leave this world, right? Things are organized when I leave this world, that I've prepared things for when I leave this world. But I thank God that I'm going to be walking in preparation for life and what he has already given me and what is going to be next, right? Because we have to walk in the next even when we can't see it. Lynette says, I will prepare myself for the harvest from God as he sees the fruit of my labor. Absolutely. But the question too is, when you're preparing yourself, what are you changing about yourself? What are you doing different? Right? What are you seeing different? What is your vision? Because we thank God for the fruit of the labor, for all the things that he gives us the opportunity to do. But what are we doing to prepare for it? Right? What changes are we making in our lives? What changes are we making in our mindset? What changes are we making in the way that we move? I remember when before I got pregnant with my son all these years ago, I remember my sister telling me, my oldest sister telling me to go and purchase a onesie. And I was like, girl, what am I going to go purchase a onesie for? She said, go and purchase a onesie. And so I went and I purchased that onesie and I put it in my dresser. And it was less than a year when I got pregnant with my son. And, you know, I think back on that sometimes, and God brought that story back to me today. It was in preparation. When it's something that we want, when it's something that we desire, we have to move like we already have it. So buying a piece of the baby clothes was in preparation of that was something that I was going to have to do going forward. Right. So we know that there's a fruit of our labor, right? We may be working somewhere else, helping someone with their business, but we have a business that we desire for ourselves. What are we doing in preparation for it? Right. Of course, we may not be able to buy a building, but maybe we begin to buy a sign for our door. Maybe we begin to buy a piece of furniture that's going to go in the office, right? I remember when, and these things just keep coming back to me, but I remember at my previous job, and Dawn is on here, and this is something that I got from her, and she may not even remember, but I remember when we moved into a new building. And in our previous building, we had all these things up where we were decorating, you know, our offices and decorating our spaces. And when we moved to that last space, Dawn didn't put up things in her office. And I'm like, where your pictures? Where your stuff? You know, where your things at? But she was in preparation of her next, right? Because there was no need in putting all those things out to have to pack it up again, right? So her desk was just a little bare, and even the little things that was out there, they started to disappear because she was in preparation for her next. And so I remember going to our last building and knowing that that wasn't going to be where I was going to stay. And so I did like Don did. I think I put one or two things on my desk just so that people could know it was my space. But I was in preparation. That's right, Don. Don says, saying I'm not going to decorate because I'm leaving. And that was her preparation for her next. And I remember back over the summer, like last year, when I was, you know, I needed to move, I wanted to move. My mom kept saying, you got to get prepared. You need to start packing. And I was like, well, Mom, I'm not even sure what I'm doing yet or where I'm going to move. She said, are you going to move? Absolutely. Okay, then you need to start preparing. You need to start packing. So it is, and that's the same thing that happened at my previous job. I said, I started thinking like Don. I said, I'm not going to stay here. So I'm not going to decorate and do all these things. I just need to put something there so that people know that this is my space. But it was in preparation of me not staying there, of me leaving. So that's what I'm saying. Do something, prepare something for what you know you want your next to be. And so in the secret places, when I'm talking to God about some things that I desire, I know that I have to start moving different in preparation for it. Right. I see someone that I know and I follow on social media, and ever so often she puts up a plated meal that she puts up a plated meal and she says it's in anticipation for her husband. So she's practicing because she knows that's something that she's going to do when she gets one. She's going to be cooking. And initially I giggled. I'm like, girl, but she's preparing for what her desires of her hearts are, right? Or her heart is. She's preparing for that. And so prepare for it, you guys. Don't just prepare for the negative things or the bad things that can happen. It's always put some money away for a rainy day. Yeah, put some money away for a rainy day, but put some money away for the celebration as well. Put some money away for the harvest. Don't just put the money away because you think something bad is coming or something bad is going to happen and you're going to need it. Yeah, do that, because we do need to be prepared for the storm. But don't spend all your energy and all your capacity preparing for the storm, that you're not preparing yourself for life, that you're not preparing yourself for the next. Listen, like this is all speaking to me. Hey, JY, this is all speaking to me because I know that there is more, right? I know that there is better. I know that there is, I was going to say bigger, but it's not about things just being bigger. It's about the quality of it, right? Because we talk about quality over quantity. We don't worry about how many people shows up, but it's the quality of the people that show up in your life. I don't worry about that right now. I can only see that there is 6 people on it, maybe more people on YouTube, or maybe more people that's going to watch, right? But I don't worry about the fact that I don't get hundreds of people like some other podcasters get. I want quality over quantity because the quantity will come, but it's the quality. If I make a t-shirt and the quality is awful and 100 people buy 100 t-shirts, but then people started talking about, oh my God, I wouldn't buy another t-shirt because the quality is so bad. No, no, no. If 10 people buys a t-shirt and they talk about the quality of it, how great the cotton feels and how the words that I put on the front, how they washed it 10 times and it's still there, then guess what? That speaks quantities, right? And so now more people are going to buy it because they trust the product. They trust the reviews from the other person, that the 10 people that purchased it. And so now 100 people are going to buy it just based on the quality of it, based on the reviews. But it's okay that I started out with 10 t-shirts, but the quality spoke for itself. So listen, I'm so excited. I could stay on here forever tonight, but I said I wasn't going to come on and stay long. I just wanted to give a good word of motivation, a good word of Jspiration. I'm on here looking just like my sister tonight. But I just wanted to give a good word of Jspiration and inspiration and motivation. I just want to encourage you to be prepared, right? Just be prepared. It's a t-shirt, JY. We talked about this, I think, last year, all the t-shirts that we need to be having. But yeah, you guys, I just encourage you. I encourage you to prepare for the harvest that's coming into our lives. It's so many things going on right now. The ghetto family. I don't even know who that is, but hey. um, like, we so many things are going on in the world, and we're all feeling different ways. We have different feelings about what's going on. Um, but all we can do is keep living, right? And all we can do is give our best, right? To ourselves, to our family, to our friends, to the community. We have to pray, we have to believe in God, and we have to be prepared. So yeah, we have to be prepared because there are some storms that are coming. But in the middle of those storms, or in the midst of the storms, it's still life. And we have to, which internet? So many different internets. But hey, um, but like so many, there's still life as well. So in the middle of like preparing for the storms and all the other things that life tells you have to prepare for, like death, right? Put the money away, put the papers away, let everybody know what's happening. In the middle of all those things, don't spend all of your capacity, don't spend all of your time preparing for that. Spend your time preparing for the harvest that is life that God has given us, that He gives us, the breath that He gives us every day. It's new opportunity, right? So I pray that this word, and thank you, Janice, JY. I pray that this word, that it is a breath of fresh air for you, and that it's motivation for you. I pray that it's confirmation for you all, because I know that there's some things that God has been talking to me, talking to you about, and you're trying to figure out, like, what does it mean? Is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Use this as confirmation. It is going to happen, right? God is waiting for you to get prepared. He's waiting for you to do something. So if it means buying a sign for your business, if it means calling one of your best friends like I had to do today and say, listen, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I know I need to do. And I need you to help me be accountable. Do that. That's part of preparation. It's part of saying it out loud and being transparent and say, I haven't been putting the work in. And that's what I said today. Like, I haven't been putting the work in. I have to put the work in. I have to do something different. So she said, I'm not available this date, or this date, but I'm available these other times, and you need to make something happen. There's tons of things that God wants to do for you, but he's waiting for you to prepare. He's waiting for you to do something. So get the name of the business, buy the sign for the door, uh, I don't know, buy the outfit for the event, right? Even though there may not even be an event yet. I did that a couple years ago. I bought this cute little wine 2-piece pantsuit, right? And I was like, where am I going to wear it to? Well, I wanted to at least 2 places now. But one of the places I wore it to, I needed to go, I needed to be professional, I needed to have a little color, and I didn't have to run out and buy something to go. I already had it because God put it in my mind and in my heart to get prepared for this, that it was going to happen. So, yep, go ahead and do what you need to do. Ask God where to start. Ask him what to purchase. Ask him who to call. Ask him where to go. Take the step so that you can take off running when it all happens, because it is going to happen. I love you guys so, so much. If you missed the beginning of this, please go back and watch the replay. Y'all, I'm going to go ahead and say it. This was good. It was good to me because it spoke to me. I tell y'all all the time. And then I figured out it was you, sis. Once I said, okay, I know which end that it is. Love y'all. I'm so glad y'all on. Janice and Ned, all my people that's on tonight. I can't always see who's on, and so that's why I asked you all to come in and comment, say hello, so that I can know that you are here. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you, Don. Listen, it spoke to me. It was so good for me. God gives me a topic, but I never know what I'm going to say when I actually get on here. I just wait for God just to flow to me. Thank you, JY. I just open up my heart and mind and just give God permission, just to God, you just listen, you got it. Whatever I need to say, because I'm not only speaking to you guys, I am speaking to myself. And y'all almost didn't get on here because I tried a different product with my hair, and it was looking all wild. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get on here anyway, because this is a timely word. It's a timely word for me. Dawn, I ain't no preacher girl. But it's a timely word for me. And I needed God to speak to me in this way. And I needed to share it with you all. So, what happens when the lipstick fades? Absolutely. So y'all, Annette is on here. She is having a conference in Raleigh, North Carolina on March the 14th and 15th. Her ministry is Hiding Behind the Lipstick. So if you want to get some information about that, let me know. Or Annette, I don't know if you're in a place where you can drop the link, but I can go back. I can get it from another page and drop the link in there. So if you are in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, the Durham area, Henderson, no, it's Annette. Lynette is on here, but Annette is the one that's having the event. So if you're, in that area, it's March the 14th and the 15th. hiding behind the lipstick. So it's a 2-day conference. So if you want more information about it, let me know. But I will grab the link and drop it in the comments after the live tonight. I changed it. Okay. All right. So love you guys. Enjoy your weekend. If you are in an area that got snow, make sure you be careful. It's not snowing, but black ice and all those things. So be careful on the highway. Stay in if you can. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see y'all next Friday for Fill Up Friday Live. Make sure that you are tuned in, because I don't know what the Lord is going to say, but I know he's always going to say something. Love you, love you, love you all. And as always, be Jspire.